Hello and welcome to the very new pilot edition, the Wednesday episode of, if you will, of Tuesday afternoon's main event. It's almost evening, but what the hell? It's on a Wednesday and it's called Tuesday afternoon's main event. So don't be too picky, wrestling fans. I'm just gonna cover a few topics. The format will obviously change if you've seen the description. It actually changes quite a lot. I will have correspondents and co-hosts, special guests. I will get interviews. It will evolve over time. Expect a lot of comedy thrown in. Well, I do like to be a critic of sorts. I'm also a fan first, so yes, I do enjoy stuff. Sometimes I even enjoy the stuff that sucks. I didn't think Raw was very good this week, and we'll get to that. Despite Raw not being very good, I tweeted throughout the entire episode, and between my tweets and other fans' tweets, Raw was actually pretty entertaining. It was pretty funny that Vicky said Jericho versus Cena for the first time ever. It's like, what the hell? 2005? Didn't they have a kind of a feud? And then they wrestled again in 2007 and a bunch of other times. And I'm sure they've only had a couple dozen matches together, so technically, I guess that would make the match on Monday the first match they've had. Uh, Also, a big announcement. After a video package was shown of Cena granting his 300th wish for Make a Wish Foundation, good on him, by the way. Cena announced that he will be in the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match, now called, I guess, I don't know, some kind of ladder match. I guess they changed the name. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it Money in the Bank because that's what it's called. And Big Show also announced a week prior that he was in the match, and Jericho's obviously going to be in the match, and yeah, all former champions. So you know how Money in the Bank used to make stars like Kofi Kingston? Probably not anymore. Maybe on SmackDown. I haven't seen that yet. Not a big spoiler guy. I like to watch SmackDown, and that's a show I actually enjoy. What else about Raw? Oh, the opener, right before the triple threat match, triple threat, I should say, three-way dance, elimination style, Punk versus Kane versus CM Punk for the the WWE title. We had AJ talking to Punk, Bryan, and Kane. Then the camera shows that she's talking to the wall. I don't know how you can't love AJ. AJ is she's a firecracker. She's nuts. She's a tremendous actor. She can actually wrestle. I mean, she's got to be one of the most talented divas in WWE history. Not to knock Natalia and Beth Phoenix, they are amazing in the ring, but AJ is just. Imagine if Miss Elizabeth had Trish Stratus's physical talents. Kind of like that, but much better actor than Trish Stratus. Just saying. All right. Also on Raw, we had the obviously the three-way dance between Punk, Kane, and Bryan, and Bryan and Punk work together a lot. And if anyone's like, "Oh, well, they're supposed to be feuding," they're not. They don't like each other. If you're facing a giant like Kane and you have another guy to work with, you're gonna want to take out the big guy so he doesn't. Oh, I don't know, squash you while the other guy's kicking your ass. It just doesn't make sense. All right, so there was a few other matches. Jack Swagger challenged Santino Marella for the U.S. title. I guess they teased that Swagger had to do something. Check.com to see what Jack Swagger had to do to get the match, implying that maybe he did a sexual favor for Vicky Guerrero. Obviously, implying that. And I would have to agree that he did a sexual favor to someone because he still has a job despite his complete lack of talent outside of amateur wrestling. Santino won, thankfully, and I'm not a huge fan of Santino as the United States champion, but anyone who beats Jack Swagger, I'm instantly a big fan of. So that was good. Uh, I didn't see too much about Raw. Sid came back. Sid Vicious slash Justice slash the guy who slashed Arn Anderson with scissors and got his ass kicked for it. Yeah, that's right. Arn Anderson, FT Dub. I like Sid too. It's just Arn Anderson is one of the greatest of all time, easily. And yeah, Sid was a great big man. Regardless of what some people might say, when he was on, he was on. But better than Nash. Okay, let's move over to SmackDown because SmackDown was a lot more entertaining. SmackDown, you had Alberto Del Rio versus Christian in a pretty good match. Christian losing clean was, you don't like to see that because the Intercontinental Championship is just getting some credibility back, and it's like Alberto Del Rio's gonna beat this guy clean, not handily, but you know, relatively easily, and I didn't like that. So the match itself was okay. It was like solid, like 3 stars maybe. It was good. It was a solid TV match, that's for sure. And not that everything's about star ratings. Then we had sorry, Daniel Bryan versus Kane because Daniel Bryan stepped on the wrong toes, if you will. And this match, in my humble opinion, uh, was actually about a 4 star, 3 and 3/4 star match. It was a quality match. It was very good, restaurant quality, as good old JR might say, and just really, really great. No one does big man versus little man better than Daniel Bryan. Not even CM Punk, despite Punk and Mark Henry being the best match of the year in my opinion, personally. Um, yeah, Bryan just, I don't know. Despite being undersized, and you'd be like, well, in a fight, this guy would definitely win. Bryan makes you watch and go like, he's pretty dang resourceful, if you know what I mean. He gets things done. He takes what he wants. And yeah, like I said, great match. And then arguably even better, some people would say, actually most people, for the world heavy, actually, sorry, non-title match, a rematch from the world heavyweight title match from No Way Out. Dolph Ziggler challenged the Great White, Sheamus. Yeah, this match was just showcased Ziggler's ability, showcased Sheamus, wonderfully. Sheamus is he's very underrated by some of us internet fans. He's yeah, he's definitely underrated. He's not an internet darling, but Sheamus, that boy can go. And you would think SmackDown, that's got to be my kind of my big winning moment of the week, but it was not. It was NXT with General Manager, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and your commentators, good old JR, Jim Ross, and in my opinion, best wrestler living, William Regal. Uh, I don't. Of course, people are going to argue that. People are going to be like Flair, Hogan, Inoki, which is total bullshit because Inoki sucked. Oh no, he. There is just great names. Terry Funk, but I think William Regal in the all-time list. I think he has to make your top 20. Um, no one today, besides Brian and maybe Punk, really touches the guy. And the one guy that I would see possibly surpassing even Regal, Brian Punk, is Dean Ambrose, who will be on NXT, I do believe. Could be SmackDown. Anyway, NXT. You had your vignettes for the appearance next week or this week now of formerly known as Tyler Black, Seth Rollins, and already a WWE superstar Antonio Cesaro, formerly Claudio Castagnoli in real life. these video packages were just they were so well done. Even if you didn't know these guys, you're like, these guys are something. There's something here. There's something. And then everyone who even knows even a speck of these guys, I was like, oh shit, here comes the future. I mean, maybe Seth Rollins won't be the main event, but Antonio Cesaro, if he's not main eventing by next year, there's a problem. I mean, this guy is he's not going to get any better than he is right now. That's not a knock on him. I'm just saying you can't get better than that. I'm not sure if Cassius Ono will show up on NXT, but anyway, let's get the actual matches. It was mostly enhancement stuff where there was a clear. It was almost like the old school Allentown, Pennsylvania jobber versus, someone they wanted to get over, whether it be a Wild Samoan or even Hogan or Backlund or whatever. They would get the mulleted jobber who weighed about, I don't know, 160 pounds, and he was always from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Anyway, yeah, that you had like those guys against the likes of Bo Dallas and the Ascension. The Ascension is kind of like the I believe it was the New Church in TNA back when they were NWA TNA, total nonstop action. And the Ascension definitely reminds me of them. They're dark and whatever. They try to be scary, and it's I don't know. It looks like something out of a Linkin Park video, which is not good in my opinion. But they're a tag team, and we need more tag teams. The primetime players. We got the Usos. We have what do we have? Epico and Primo. We have some good teams. Truth and Kofi. And I'm just glad that there's some kind of a division being built. We need it. We also had, yeah, we had the Ascension win, and Bo Dallas looked pretty good. Bo Dallas is, I believe it's Mike Rotundo IRS's kid, and he's also related to Barry Windham. Yes, yes, he's uncle, I think. Anyway, Bo Dallas looked pretty good, and yeah, I look forward to seeing him. Then we had arguably the best part of the night, in my opinion. It was a vignette, yes, another one, which they do very well because these guys are new and you need to know them. It was Bray Wyatt. Uh, this is like a superior version, I guess, of Waylon Mercy. Only Bray Wyatt's a lot better in the ring than Waylon, and yeah, I can't wait to see this guy. He's got this very eerie Southern kind of deliverance style thing going on, and I dig I dig the hell out of it. Then we had the moment everyone should have been waiting for. We had Michael McGillicutty versus arguably the most talented physical in-ring specimen today, Tyson Kidd. There's been a feud. If you want to check out McGillicutty versus Kidd, they've had I believe 3 matches on the prior season of NXT, and they had a match obviously on the first episode of season 6 of NXT this past Thursday, and this match was phenomenal. I would say it was by far the best match of the week, and even compared to Bryan and Kane, it was just if you want to give it a star rating, I guess you'd say like 4.25 would be the max, and that's really good for a guy who Michael McGillicuddy. People were saying before like this is not really Perfect's kid. It's just like he shouldn't tell people he's Perfect's kid because no one will ever say like he'll never live up to those expectations. Well, I'm not saying he's living up to those expectations right now, but his combination of himself, his father, and his grandfather, Larry the Axe Henning, are superb, and his intensity, his physicality, just the little kind of like face scrapes or hard hits, the lariat to the back of the skull. I mean, he's just kind of a total package, actually. And I look very forward to seeing more Michael McGillicuddy, and You know, Tyson Kidd's even better.